You know, the sky's the limit. You know, once you get here and spend a month or two, you see the opportunity. There's energy here amongst the locals, and you just want to be part of it. Another nice thing about Asuncion itself, international airport, and wherever I want to travel in South America from here is a direct flight. You know, once you're here for a week or two, you realize this is a great place to be, and you'll figure it out quickly.
Hey guys, it's Paul from Plan B Paraguay. Today we thought we'd have another video speaking to one of our clients, so you can not just hear from us, you can hear some of the experiences and some of the wisdom that our clients have had here in Paraguay. So welcome, Andy. How are you going today?
Paul, I'm great. Thanks for the opportunity. You guys have been such a good group to work with. I appreciate the chance to speak with people and talk about it.
Awesome. Well, let's get into it. I guess the first thing we got to ask you, Andy, is why Paraguay?
Well, this is my second residency. I was born in the States, and my first run was to the Caribbean. And then as I studied more, I realized South America is a special place. And everybody thinks other countries, but once I did more homework, I realized that Paraguay is the secret. People are amazing, weather's great, gets a little hot in the summertime. I wasn't very high on my Spanish when I got here, but I've been able to find lessons through your group, some good practice, and I find that a lot of people are very patient, and so I'm learning a good bit of Spanish, but if I'm in a situation where I don't know Spanish, people understand and we work through it.
Yeah, I notice I think it's daunting for everyone when you first get here, you get off the plane, you've been doing your Duolingo, and then you're like, hang on, I've had a 100-day streak on Duolingo and it doesn't mean anything right now. Like you said, living here, I'm sure you're picking up more every day.
Absolutely every day. It's, what is it, Mike Tyson that said, everybody has a plan. Well, that's not a good one to have, but no, it's, practicing Spanish is great until you're in a conversation with somebody that you don't know.
Yeah.
But it's been a very good experience and I've enjoyed it.
That's awesome. And it looks like you have some other things to show us in regards
to take it a step further, now that I've been here, a few things I'd like to share is the basics. The food in Paraguay. Well, first I'll say the restaurants are amazing. Grocery stores have everything you can imagine. But just to give an example, so I stopped by Costa Rica. This steak, $5.
$5.
$5 for a porterhouse. This bottle of wine, Argentinian wine, $5. The bread, under $1. And a block of cheese, for French cheese, by the way, for $3. So for the cost of a cheeseburger and a beer in the States, I now have a steak dinner set up for tonight.
So you just showed us, how cheap and high quality some of the products you can get in the stores here. How would you say, cost of living and other things here compared to the West?
Well, I will say this, the overall cost of living is surprisingly low, substantially less. I'm in a one-bedroom, new condominium building, high-rise, very low rent.
Yeah.
The stores have everything you can imagine that you would need, pretty much everything in the States, but at a much lower cost.
And would you say you can walk around, or you're using Ubers, or how's all that working for you?
I would say this, walking, I enjoy it, and I walk a lot.
Yeah.
Uber is inexpensive and very available.
Right.
What I also enjoy is, be it in the day, after dinner at night, I've never felt unsafe walking anywhere in Asuncion.
Yeah, that's a big thing, and we've had a few videos about that, where when you experience other parts of South America, obviously still a Latin country, very much so, but you don't have that, that anxiety that you can get in other countries when it gets dark and you're like, do I have my watch? Do I have my phone? Maybe it's time to go home. Here you see people walking around at night, and it's not a problem.
Well, I'll add a little anecdote. So when I landed at, like 4:30 in the morning, and the building that I'm in did not show up properly on Uber.
Okay.
And so I just told the driver, just get me close, and he said, no, we're going to get you to your building. So not only is it safe to walk anywhere you want to go, but the locals actually look out for you, which is very nice.
Yeah, that's a good point, right? Because, and we talk about this, it's also the friendliness of the people here.
Yes, absolutely.
Like I'm sure like when you're walking around the shopping centers here, it feels like everyone's walking a little bit slower. They're not in a rush. They're not stressed. They're just talking and enjoying the moment here. Do you get that feeling?
Yeah, everyone smiles. And the other thing I'll say is you see a lot of families here, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And you see the parents together with the children, the grandparents, in the mall, at the restaurants. Just has a very good, relaxed vibe.
And so we've been speaking a little bit about Paraguay generally. How about you tell us a little bit about how your experience has been with Plan B and getting a residency with us?
Sure. No, this is actually my second residency, so I'm able to kind of compare and contrast. This one has been a one-step holistic process. You send the paperwork, you guys check it, there are no issues. You arrive, you already have my visa set up in the airport. I walked right through. Within 3 days, I'd already had the meetings that were necessary, and that was it. But more than just the process that you guys make easy, it's the holistic approach of you host a paddle event Monday nights. You host weekly dinners. And so when you arrive, you have a immediate group of friends.
Yeah.
A lot of like-minded people thinking the same way a lot of us are. And then you're not showing up to a city by yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that plays a big role in what you guys offer as part of the approach.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And it was what, Cam and I wanted when we first got here. It's one thing to come here and have someone do your paperwork, but to have a full life, you need a community, you need a tribe. Really what we try to do, and I'm sure you've seen it, is we try to introduce you to people who are living in Paraguay, who are setting up their lives in Paraguay, so you can have that community, that tribe as well.
Absolutely. The other thing I'll add is what's great also is you guys set up a WhatsApp group
Yeah.
as part of your dinners and your paddle. And so people that are here are able to communicate with each other. And then what's also as part of that is we get to share ideas. So the one thing I want to hit on that is when you come in, it's intimidating. You're like, how do I get this set up, this, and this?
Yeah.
So when you show up, you don't know about banking, you don't know about a lot of items, but all you have to do is get on the WhatsApp, and people that have already gone through it are very willing to share everything they know. I learned as much from that as anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously we're the ones giving the information, but we have so many smart people in that group. I find I'm also learning things as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a great group.
So it sounds like right now you've just got your cedula, so you're ready to
Absolutely.
start your Paraguayan life. So my question for you is, what are your next plans in Paraguay or with your residency here?
We're already having discussions of starting companies, be it import, export. There's some products here that we would like to see that we think the locals would as well.
Yeah.
And so we're setting that up. And, one of your groups you've introduced me to is setting up a mail operation, kind of a remote office, which will help us tremendously. And, the sky's the limit. Once you get here and spend a month or two, you see the opportunity. There's energy here amongst the locals, and you just want to be part of it.
So what I tend to notice is, we get like a group of guys coming in every week or so, right? And you tend to just become really good friends with the guys that sort of arrived at the same time you did. So I know you've met some other Plan B guys, and some of them are more experienced with business like you, and some of them are just getting into business. And so it sounds like you guys are working on a few business plans yourself at the moment.
Absolutely. And I'd say this, there are a lot of people already that have very deep experience. But what's fun is people have different styles and different backgrounds. Everybody has their own discipline, which complements.
Absolutely, and I think it's what's something that's unique about Paraguay. Someone that's maybe less business inclined, just wants, cheap cocktails on the beach. You go into Mexico, you're more of a business guy. Freedom, lower taxes, the potential to create a successful business is more important to you. You're more likely to go to a place like Paraguay. And then because of that, the expat community is these type of people.
Well, and I'll add, so coming here, I didn't have a plan to start a business.
Right.
But the energy you pick up from the other expats, the locals, makes you want to start a business.
Yeah.
There is so much opportunity in Paraguay that it's hard to turn down.
I agree with that. When I came here, and Cam as well, we'd already done pretty well with the investments and whatnot. So at first we were just here to retire and just enjoy our lives, settle down, have a family. But you're right, you see the opportunity here. When all your friends are working online or doing this or that, you don't want to be the guy that's just taking it easy. You pick up that energy, you pick up that wave and that motivation, and you also want to start a business yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, same as you guys. I came down with that similar mindset, semi-retired, and after a month, it changed dramatically. Just amongst the expats, yes, But when you see all the growth, the energy with the locals, it's hard to not catch the fever and want to do something. And it doesn't have to be a big business. I mean, it could be a business that's a hobby, but it's just, in this environment, the energy is the real deal.
When I'm here, what I think about sometimes is, for example, in Melbourne, Australia, the really wealthy families are those that they got in 50, 100 years ago. I'll say 50 years ago, when it was like Paraguay is now. They bought land, they started businesses. And now those families are some of the wealthiest in Australia, probably in the States and the West. And so when I come here and I see that the country is developing, I feel like I'm in the same situation those families were in Australia 50, 60 years ago. So the smartest thing I can do is set down roots here and build a life so I can have something that I can pass on to my family in the future.
I agree. And the other nice thing about this town, with everyone being ready to start businesses, there's a good vibe. Even local business people are willing to open the doors. For an example, through one of your groups, I met a local business person who's an attorney who is helping people start their businesses and set them up. And the shocking part is, if you want to start a business, start tomorrow. You don't have to worry about filing a million forms, all the government forms that come with other countries. You just get started. And like you said, in some countries, they look at an expat as someone to be wary of. But here, it's a very open environment, and they're willing to help any way they can because they see the future.
So I think you made the right choice. You're here
Absolutely.
right now. You know, you've jumped into the cold end of the pool, and it's going well. But for the people that are home watching us on YouTube that are thinking about, should I move to Paraguay, or yes, I've decided to move to Paraguay, what is some advice that you would give them to now that would make that process more easy?
I would say, come visit for 2 weeks and you'll figure it out quickly. You know, once you're here for a week or two, you realize this is a great place to be. And with your service, it is a one-stop shop. You know, as we discussed, the paperwork is handled, the entry's handled, and then you have the social aspect, paddle, dinners. In a sense, it's an immediate peer group or friend group, if we use that term. And everyone I've met is great, very friendly, go-getters, business people. So if you're at home thinking about it, I would say come down. You will not regret using Plan B first, but you will not regret Paraguay. For the neighborhood, I live near Shopping del Sol. It's across from La Galleria. Perfect starting spot. New buildings everywhere, restaurants, shopping. You know, when you travel, you can only carry so much.
Right.
But I found any product I need is here. And the last thing I'd say is, don't be intimidated with the Spanish. You know, I knew a little bit coming here. I've been taking lessons here, but I've been able to get around. As long as you can order in a restaurant and use an Uber, that's about all you need to start.
And out of curiosity, what's your favorite restaurant here?
La Cabrera.
Okay.
And one other tidbit on that. So La Cabrera is probably the nicer of the steakhouses here. And you can go there and order filet, and it's $23. They bring 3 fillets, all the sides, fresh meat from Paraguay. It's tough to beat.
And how well do you usually get your steak done? How well done?
I'm a medium rare type person.
Okay. Al punto or jugoso?
Al punto.
Nice. Yeah, I'm an al punto guy myself. And so, Andy, they call Paraguay the heart of South America because we are right in the middle of some very other cool countries. Is there any of the surrounding countries you're thinking about visiting?
Definitely. I head to Chile in about 10 days.
Oh, nice.
And then Argentina, Brazil, and then back here. Another nice thing about Asuncion itself, international airport, and wherever I want to travel in South America from here is a direct flight.
Right. It's like 2 hours to most of those countries you just mentioned.
Absolutely. And the airport is very easy to operate with.
Well, Andy, thank you for coming today and talking with the people online. Is there anything else you want to share with our audience before we wrap it up?
I would say this. Plan B is a no-brainer. No worries about anything. I would just say Plan B is worth every dollar I've spent. No stress, no concerns. Everything is run perfectly, and I'm grateful for you, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate that. And we've had a lot of fun working with you, and we always enjoy our clients, you know, especially you bring so much positive energy, and we really appreciate that. So thanks for coming today and, you know, and sharing your experience with everyone.
Absolutely. Happy to do it. Thanks, Paul.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's Andy, another Plan B client, and I hope you learned a little bit from his experience today. If you do want to learn more about residency in Paraguay with Plan B, there is the details in the description of this video. You can come and book a call with me, and we can talk about whether Paraguay is a good fit for you or not. Thanks for joining us today, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome, mate.